Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're having a great day and now you're all doing well. The market is slowly picking itself back up, I want to say. Certain coins are up farther than others. Litecoin was actually one of the highest coins this weekend because a lot of people are very excited about, I believe it's called LitePay, the thing that's coming out sometime very soon. And there's also some other, I think there was a tweet from the creator of Litecoin, and everyone kind of lost their minds, and this is why it was, I believe it was up like 10-15% during the weekend when everything else was actually in red. But it seems like everything else is leveling out because number one is leveling out. So where this goes, we go. But yeah, so first up, this one is actually, this one actually slipped by me a couple of times. I saw people talking about it and then kind of didn't really pay attention to it, but this is actually very important going forward. So there is this guy, Greg Kidd. He was one of the first people to invest in Coinbase, and I think a number of other companies that are very big right now. And a couple of weeks ago, he got in contact with uPold, who is apparently a cryptocurrency exchange that started around the same exact time as Coinbase, but for some reason, uPold just never pushed themselves as far as Coinbase in order to get further into the market. Greg Kidd wants to change this, and he has given them $60 million. And in order for them to accept or get the $60 million, one of the things that they have to do is to accept XRP on their exchange, which is great. I love XRP. You guys know this, but I'm not talking about this because of XRP. I think this is when you read between the lines in this, one of the things that he also states must happen is that in order to get this money and this funding from them, the cryptocurrency exchange will now have to insure people's cryptocurrencies on their website. This is very important because there is no other exchange that insures your money. So should you lose it, should your money be taken by hackers, whatever the case might be, I believe Coinbase has some type of incentive or something like that. I think you not get back a portion of it, but they try to help you or whatever the case might be. This will be the first exchange that you will have an insurance policy on your coins when you use it with uPold. That is very significant because, as you have seen the last couple of weeks, there have been a massive number of hacks. So many people have lost money. I think there was something in the news, the guy who just stole 37,000 Ethereum. I think he gave back 20,000 as like a gesture of goodwill. That's never happened and probably never going to happen again. But I think I like Coinbase. I like what they do, but they're slowing down, I will say. They only have 4 coins on their platform, and the fact that everyone else is kind of catching up and they have 5, 6, 15, 20 other coins in their platform. But this one will be able to insure your coins. I don't know the exact specifics of this yet, but I was like, okay, I have to definitely talk about this because they've so apparently this happened a couple weeks ago that he had this entire meeting or thing with them, and as of now it seems like they will actually be adding XRP to their platform very soon. I believe they're also based in the US, so people will be able to bank transfer and or I believe debit and credit purchase on their platform, but having your stuff be able to be insured, I don't know exactly to what point you're able to have it insured until. Normally in banks in the US, I think it's up to 100,000 or 200,000 that your money can be insured up to. And if that is the limit, that will help a lot of people. And I think they will eventually take over because I think they also have lower fees than Coinbase. So this is going to be very interesting once they finally get moving. And next up, a former JP Morgan trader, trader has said that banks have completely failed when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And he thinks it's almost a joke that they're constantly calling these things Ponzi schemes and scams and all this other stuff. And he says they're not innovating and they're going to be left behind so fast and they're not even realizing it. I'm not going to read through the entire thing, obviously, because it's a long article. But I like that he actually spoke about this guy. I think he's the leader of a European something, or he's the head of something, one of the head national things in the world. And he literally went on a tirade. If you watch the video, he completely lost his mind. He was almost close to like slamming his hand on the table, talking about how these things were horrible, so and so and so. We understand that the larger banks are losing money because they're not innovating, but they're also afraid of what cryptocurrencies will do, because a lot of people who have been in banks and in the banking system and through other institutions are slowly leaving them for crypto. This is why I continuously think that Ripple and XRP are very important, because they're kind of bridging the gap. They're not banks themselves. They are not a bank, but they are finding ways to profit from the banks that are slowly lagging behind. But yeah, I thought this was very interesting. We've seen a lot of other big names, this guy, slowly come forward and say, oh yeah, it's not a fraud. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I want to make money too. And this is what's going to continue to happen as we go forward. Very interesting. And next up, we spoke about this. This had to be November, something like that. There's a bank I believe in Mexico called Qualex, and they noted that they were testing XRP before, and they have mentioned yesterday on the 25th that they are officially using xRapid now for their payments. I believe they do cross-border payments between Mexico and the US, which is very significant if you have ever lived in America, because a lot of people from America who are living in America send money back to Mexico and vice versa. So this is very significant. And they have announced that all of their tests went completely. I think they said in a Twitter post or something like that, this has, this went great, 1,000% higher than we actually expected. And yeah, they have announced that they're officially using XRP. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I've said this before. But there are a lot of, I use multiple places where I get my news from. I think this is the only website where I found this news, and one other one where they were talking about, it's great that they're finally using xRapid, but what happens if the xRapid system shuts down? And it's kind of like, shut your face. Like, I don't understand why people can't understand that a company that's been around for 5 years has partnered with 150 banks, has been tested by the Fed, and is now being used by financial institutions. I don't understand what all the hate is, but keep it going. You're making every one of us a lot richer. Next up. So they interviewed a bunch of small businesses in the UK, and they were talking to them about when they think cryptocurrencies will go not viral. I guess, yeah, the word here is mainstream. And they all pretty much said that they believe within the next 1 or 2 years that cryptocurrency will be a lot more mainstream than we thought. If you have been in this game for a while, where we are now, we did not think we would get there until around 2025. If we were lucky, maybe somewhere close to that. And the fact that there's such a huge ruckus around cryptocurrencies since the end of last year until now, I think that we are definitely in a very exciting time. I noted this before in one of my earlier videos. I understand a lot of people are just investing in coins, but you have to understand that we also play a part in this when it comes to adoption and how quickly this will go mainstream. I know it sounds like a joke, but when I go to restaurants and cafes here, I actually ask the people before I take out my wallet, do you accept Bitcoin? Do you guys have a way for me to pay in XRP? Are you guys accepting Litecoin? They look at me very confused, but the more that I go back to these places and I ask them again, some of them have actually said, we actually looked it up online and we're looking for ways to integrate this into our systems. If I have, at the moment, I think I have 60,000 subscribers. If 1/3 of the people who are listening to this go to your local cafes, bars, restaurant, whatever, and you mention it to them and they've heard about this on TV, they will eventually download the apps and they will start accepting this. This is happening in London. This is happening in Paris. Paris has a lot of places as well. It's happening in Berlin. This is happening in Prague. We also play a part in this when it comes to making cryptocurrency go mainstream and for everyone to start accepting it. So if you can and you have the time, start doing this as well, because you will notice a huge difference when you start going to these places. I have started 3 places in the city. I've started them to use, they have downloaded the Toast wallet, and a lot of places have started accepting Bitcoin and Litecoin for payments. Yeah, just a thought. Last up, Uzbekistan isn't the first place you would think about when it comes to cryptocurrencies, but they have noted that they are going to legalize cryptocurrencies, and they want to make it not a safe haven for cryptos, but they want to make sure that people are very comfortable in the country when they are using their cryptocurrencies. Whenever countries do this, this is a very good indication. Anyone that says they are not banning a cryptocurrency, that is a thumbs up to them. But when they start doing things to foster growth in this space, and they want companies to start coming to them, you better believe these will be the countries who will benefit the most 10 years down the line. Because when you tell people that they can, what was the other country where I can't remember, somewhere in Eastern Europe, they said for the next 5 years, I think there's no taxes on crypto within their country, and they've already had tons of people who are moving there. Same with Puerto Rico. If you give people an incentive to not only make money and tell them that they have to pay low or no taxes when they're in the country, when they're dealing with that, that country is going to make a lot of money. So very big thumbs up to Uzbekistan. Like I said, we don't hear about them a lot in any fashion really, but this is very good move on their part. Alrighty guys, I think that is going to do it for this video. There was no news during the weekend. It was very, very odd. There was like 1 or 2 things, and then everything kind of fell into our laps in the last couple of hours. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys have a great Monday. Hope you guys enjoy it despite it being a Monday. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. See you.